وإني عليه لقوي أمين.
الله أكبر ما شاء الله.
قال الذي عنده علم من الكتاب أنا آتيك فلما رآه مستقرا عنده قال هذا من فضل ربي.
الله أكبر ما شاء الله.
قال هذا من فضل ربي ليبلوني أشكر أم أكفر. ومن شكر فإنما يشكر لنفسه ومن كفر فإن ربي غني كريم.
الله ما شاء الله. جميل جميل أحسنت.
الله الله الله
الله الله ما شاء الله.
قال نكروا لها عرشها ننظر أتهتدي أم تكون من الذين لا يهتدون.
جلاله العظيم ما شاء الله. الله يستر عليه. أحسنت.
فلما جاءت قيل هكذا عرشك قالت كأنه
الله ينور عليك. الله أكبر يا سلام.
فلما جاءت
الله أكبر الله أكبر.
وصدق ما كانت تعبد من دون الله.
الله ينور عليك ما شاء الله.
إنها كانت من قوم
سبحانك يا رب. يا سلام. أحسنت. جميل 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 ما شاء الله. يا أستاذ.
قال إنه صرح ممرد من قوارير.
الله أكبر. أنا الملائكة والروح. الله أكبر الله أكبر.
قال رب إني ظلمت نفسي. قال رب إني ظلمت نفسي وأسلمت مع سليمان لله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم بسم الله اللهم لك سخنا وعلى رزقك قدرنا فتقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد واسمع دعائي إذا دعوتك واسمع ندائي إذا ناديتك وأقبل علي إذا ناجيتك فقد هربت إليك ووقفت بين يديك مستكينا لك متضرعا إليك راجيا لما لديك ثوابي وتعلم ما في نفسي وتخبر حاجتي وتعرف ضميري ولا يخفى عليك أمر منقلبي ومثواي وما أريد أن أبدي به من منطقي وأتفوه به من طلبتي وأرجوه لعاقبتي وقد جرت مقاديرك علي يا سيدي فيما يكون مني إلى آخر عمري من سريرتي وعلانيتي وبيدك لا بيد غيرك زيادتي ونقصي ونفعي وضري إلهي إن حرمتني فمن ذا الذي يرزقني وإن خذلتني فمن ذا الذي ينصرني إلهي أعوذ بك من غضبك وحلول سخطك إلهي إن كنت غير مستاهل لرحمتك فأنت أهل أن تجود علي بفضل سعتك إلهي كأني بنفسي واقفة بين يديك وقد أظلها حسن توكلي عليك فقلت ما أنت أهله وتغمدتني بعفوك إلهي إن عفوت فمن أولى منك بذلك وإن كان قد دنا أجلي ولم يدنني منك عملي فقد جعلت الإقرار بالذنب إليك وسيلتي إلهي قد جرت على نفسي في النظر لها فلها الويل إن لم تغفر لها إلهي لم يزل برك علي أيام حياتي فلا تقطع برك عني في مماتي إلهي كيف آيس من حسن نظرك لي بعد مماتي وأنت لم تولني إلا الجميل في حياتي إلهي تول من أمري ما أنت أهله وعد علي بفضلك على مذنب قد غمره جهل. إلهي قد سترت علي ذنوبا في الدنيا، وأنا أحوج إلى سترها علي منك في الأخرى، إذ لم تظهرها لأحد من عبادك الصالحين، فلا تفضحني يوم القيامة على رؤوس الأشهاد. إلهي جودك بسط أملي، وعفوك أفضل من عملي. إلهي فسرني بلقائك يوم تقضي فيه بين عبادك. إلهي اعتذاري إليك اعتذار من لم يستغن عن قبول عذره، فاقبل عذري يا أكرم من اعتذر إليه المسيئون. إلهي لا ترد حاجتي ولا تخيب طمعي، ولا تقطع منك رجائي وأملي. إلهي لو وردت هواني لم تهدني، ولو وردت فضيحتي لم تعافني. إلهي ما أظنك تردني في حاجة قد أفنيت عمري في طلبها منك. إلهي فلك الحمد أبدا دائما سرمدا، يزيد ولا يبيد كما تحب وترضى. إلهي إن أخذتني بجرمي أخذتك بعفوك، وإن أخذتني بذنوبي أخذتك بمغفرتك، وإن أدخلتني النار أعلمت أهلها أني أحبك. إلهي إن كان صغر في جنب طاعتك عملي، فقد كبر في جنب رجائك أملي. إلهي كيف أنقلب من عندك بالخيبة محروما، وقد كان حسن ظني بجودك أن تقلبني بالنجاة مرحوما. إلهي وقد أفنيت عمري في شرة السهو عنك، وأبليت شبابي في سكرة التباعد منك. إلهي فلم أستيقظ أيام اغتراري بك وركوني إلى سبيل سخطك. إلهي وأنا عبدك وابن عبدك، قائم بين يديك متوسل بكرمك إليك. إلهي أنا عبد أتنصل إليك مما كنت أواجهك به من قلة استحيائي من نظرك، وأطلب العفو من كيد العفو نعت لكرمك. إلهي لم يكن لي حول فأنتقل به عن معصيتك إلا في وقت أيقظتني لمحبتك، وكما أردت أن أكون كنت، فشكرتك بإدخالي في كرمك ولتطهير قلبي من أوساخ الغفلة عنك. إلهي انظر إلي نظر من ناديته فأجابك، واستعملته بمعونتك فأطاعك. يا قريبا لا يبعد عن المغتر به، ويا جوادا لا يبخل عمن رجا ثوابا. إلهي هب لي قلبا يدنيه منك شوقه، ولسانا يرفع إليك صدقه، ونظرا يقربه منك حقه. إلهي إن من تعرف بك غير مجهول، ومن لاذ بك غير مخذول، ومن أقبلت عليه غير مملوك. إلهي إن من انتهج بك لمستنير، وإن من اعتصم بك لمستجير. وقد لذت بك يا إلهي فلا تخيب ظني من رحمتك، ولا تحجبني عن رأفتك. إلهي يقمني في أهل ولايتك، مقام من رجا الزيادة من محبتك. إلهي وألهمني ولهم بذكرك إلى ذكرك، وهمتي في روح نجاح أسمائك ومحل قدسك. إلهي بك عليك إلا ألحقتني بمحل أهل طاعتك، والمثوى الصالح من مرضاتك. فإني لا أقدر لنفسي دفعا، ولا أملك لها نفعا. إلهي أنا عبدك الضعيف المذنب، ومملوكك المنيب، فلا تجعلني ممن صرفت عنه وجهك، وحجبه سهوه عن عفوك. إلهي هب لي كمال الانقطاع إليك، وانر أبصار قلوبنا بضياء نظرها إليك، حتى تخرق أبصار القلوب حجب النور، فتصل إلى معدن العظمة، وتصير أرواحنا معلقة بعز قدسك. إلهي واجعلني ممن ناديته فأجابك، ولاحظته فصعق لجلالك، فناجيته سرا وعمل لك جهرا. إلهي لم أسلط على حسن ظني قنوط الأياس، ولا انقطع رجائي من جميل كرمك. إلهي إن كانت الخطايا قد أسقطتني لديك، فاصفح عني بحسن توكلي عليك. إلهي إن حطتني الذنوب من مكارم لطفك، فقد نبهني اليقين إلى كرم عطفك. إلهي إن نامتني الغفلة عن الاستعداد للقائك، فقد نبأتني المعرفة بكرم آلائك. إلهي إن دعاني إلى النار عظيم عقابك، فقد دعاني إلى الجنة جزيل ثوابك. إلهي فلك أسأل وإليك أبتهل وأرغب، وأسألك أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد، وأن تجعلني ممن يديم ذكرك ولا ينقض عهدك، ولا يغفل عن شكرك، ولا يستخف بأمرك. إلهي وألحقني بنور عزك الأبهج، فأكون لك عارفا وعن سواك منحرفا، ومنك خائفا مراقبا، يا ذا الجلال والإكرام. وصلى الله على محمد رسوله وآله الطاهرين وسلم تسليما كثيرا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم يا كريم. اللهم إن هذا الشهر المبارك الذي أنزل فيه القرآن وجعل هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان قد حضر فسلمنا فيه، وسلمه لنا وتسلمه منا في يسر منك وعافية. يا من أخذ القليل وشكر الكثير، اقبل مني اليسير. اللهم إني أسألك أن تجعل لي إلى كل خير سبيلا، ومن كل ما لا تحب مانعا يا أرحم الراحمين. يا من عفا عني وعما خلوت به من السيئات، يا من لم يؤاخذني بارتكاب المعاصي، عفوك 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 يا كريم. إلهي وعظتني فلم أتعظ، وزجرتني عن محارمك فلم أنزجر، فما عذري؟ فاعف عني يا كريم، عفوك عفوك. اللهم إني أسألك الراحة عند الموت والعفو عند الحساب. عظم الذنب من عبدك فليحسن التجاوز من عندك. يا أهل التقوى ويا أهل المغفرة، عفوك عفوك. اللهم إني عبدك وابن عبدك، وابن أمتك ضعيف فقير إلى رحمتك، وأنت منزل الغنى والبركة على العباد، قاهر مقتدر، أحصيت أعمالهم وقسمت أرزاقهم، وجعلتهم مختلفة ألسنتهم وألوانهم، خلقا من بعد خلق، ولا يعلم العباد علمك، ولا يقدر العباد قدرك، وكلنا فقير إلى رحمتك، فلا تصرف عني وجهك، واجعلني من صالحي خلقك في العمل والأمل والقضاء والقدر. اللهم أبقني خير البقاء، وأفنني خير الفناء، على موالاة أوليائك ومعاداة أعدائك، والرغبة إليك والرهبة منك، والخشوع والوفاء والتسليم لك، والتصديق بكتابك، واتباع سنة رسولك. اللهم ما كان في قلبي من شك أو ريبة أو جحود أو قنوط أو فرح أو بذاخ أو بطر أو خيلاء أو رياء أو سمعة أو شقاق أو نفاق أو كفر أو فسوق أو عصيان أو عظمة أو شيء لا تحب، فأسألك يا رب أن تبدلني مكانه إيمانا بوعدك، ووفاء بعهدك، ورضا بقضائك، وزهدا في الدنيا، ورغبة فيما عندك، وأثرة وطمأنينة وتوبة نصوحا. أسألك ذلك يا رب العالمين. إلهي أنت من حلمك تعصى، ومن كرمك وجودك تطاع، فكأنك لم تعص، وأنا ومن لم يعصك سكان أرضك، فكن علينا بالفضل جوادا، وبالخير عوادا يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله صلاة دائمة لا تحصى ولا تعد، ولا يقدر قدرها غيرك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآل محمد.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أسألك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم، الذي إذا دعيت به على مغالق أبواب السماء للفتح بالرحمة فتحت، وإذا دعيت به على مضائق أبواب الأرض للفرج فرجت، وإذا دعيت به على العسر لليسر تيسرت، وإذا دعيت به على الأموات للنشور انتشرت، وإذا دعيت به على كشف البأساء والضراء انكشفت، وبجلال وجهك الكريم أكرم الوجوه وأعز الوجوه، الذي عنت له الوجوه وخضعت له الرقاب وخشعت له الأصوات ووجلت له القلوب من مخافتك، وبقوتك التي بها تمسك السماء أن تقع على الأرض إلا بإذنك، وتمسك السماوات والأرض أن تزولا، وبمشيئتك التي دان لها العالمون، وبكلمتك التي خلقت بها السماوات والأرض، وبحكمتك التي صنعت بها العجائب وخلقت بها الظلمة وجعلتها ليلا، وجعلت الليل سكنا وخلقت بها النور وجعلته نهارا، وجعلت النهار نشورا مبصرا، وخلقت بها الشمس وجعلت الشمس ضياء، وخلقت بها القمر وجعلت القمر نورا، وخلقت بها الكواكب وجعلتها نجوما وبروجا ومصابيح وزينة ورجوما، وجعلت لها مشارق ومغارب، وجعلت لها مطالع ومجاري، وجعلت لها فلكا ومسابح، وقدرتها في السماء منازل فأحسنت تقديرها، وصورتها فأحسنت تصويرها، وأحصيتها بأسمائك إحصاء، ودبرتها بحكمتك تدبيرا، فأحسنت تدبيرها، وسخرتها بسلطان الليل وسلطان النهار والساعات وعدد السنين والحساب، وجعلت رؤيتها لجميع الناس مرآة وأسألك اللهم بمجدك الذي كلمت به عبدك ورسولك موسى بن عمران عليه السلام في المقدسين فوق إحساس الكروبين فوق غمائم النور فوق تابوت الشهادة في عمود النار وفي طور سيناء وفي جبل حوريث في الوادي المقدس في البقعة المباركة من جانب الطور الأيمن من الشجرة وفي أرض مصر ب9 آيات بينات ويوم فرقت لبني إسرائيل البحر وفي المنبجسات التي صنعت بها العجائب في بحر سوف وعقدت ماء البحر في قلب الغمر كالحجارة وجاوزت ببني إسرائيل البحر وتمت كلمتك الحسنى عليهم بما صبروا وأورثتهم مشارق الأرض ومغاربها التي باركت فيها للعالمين وأغرقت فرعون وجنوده ومراكبه في اليم وباسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل الأكرم وبمجدك الذي تجليت به لموسى كليمك عليه السلام في طور سيناء ولإبراهيم عليه السلام خليلك من قبل في مسجد الخيف ولإسحاق صفيك عليه السلام في بئر شيع وليعقوب نبيك عليه السلام في بيت إيل وأوفيت لإبراهيم عليه السلام بميثاقك ولإسحاق بحلفك وليعقوب بشهادتك وللمؤمنين بوعدك وللداعين بأسمائك فأجبت وبمجدك الذي ظهر لموسى بن عمران عليه السلام على قبة الرمان وبآياتك التي وقعت على أرض مصر بمجد العزة والغلبة بآيات عزيزة وبسلطان القوة وبعزة القدرة وبشأن الكلمة التامة وبكلماتك التي تفضلت بها على أهل السماوات والأرض وأهل الدنيا وأهل الآخرة وبرحمتك التي مننت بها على جميع خلقك وباستطاعتك التي أقمت بها على العالمين وبنورك الذي قد خر من فزعه طور سيناء، وبعلمك وجلالك وكبريائك وعزتك وجبروتك التي لم تستقل لها الأرض وانخفضت لها السماوات وانزجر لها العمق الأكبر وركدت لها البحار والأنهار وخضعت لها الجبال وسكنت لها الأرض بمناكبها واستسلمت لها الخلائق كلها وخفقت لها الرياح في جريانها وخمدت لها النيران في أوطانها وبسلطانك الذي عرفت لك به الغلبة دهر الدهور وحمدت به في السماوات والأرضين وبكلمتك كلمة الصدق التي سبقت لأبينا آدم عليه السلام وذريته بالرحمة، وأسألك بكلمتك التي غلبت كل شيء وبنور وجهك الذي تجليت به للجبل فجعلته دكا وخر موسى صعقا وبمجدك الذي ظهر على طور سيناء فكلمت به عبدك ورسولك موسى بن عمران وبطلعتك في ساعير وظهورك في جبل فاران بربوات المقدسين وجنود الملائكة الصافين وخشوع الملائكة المسبحين وببركاتك التي باركت فيها على إبراهيم خليلك عليه السلام في أمة محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وباركت لإسحاق صفيك في أمة عيسى عليهما السلام وباركت ليعقوب إسرائيلك في أمة موسى عليهما السلام وباركت لحبيبك محمد صلى الله عليه وآله في عترته وذريته وأمته. اللهم وكما غبنا عن ذلك ولم نشهد وآمنا به ولم نراه صدقا وعدلا أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد وأن تبارك على محمد وآل محمد وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد فعال لما تريد وأنت على كل شيء قدير. اللهم بحق هذا الدعاء وبحق هذه الأسماء التي لا يعلم تفسيرها ولا يعلم باطنها غيرك، صل على محمد وآل محمد، وافعل بي ما أنت أهله ولا تفعل بي ما أنا أهله، واغفر لي من ذنوبي ما تقدم منها وما تأخر، ووسع علي من حلال رزقك، واكفني مؤونة إنسان سوء وجار سوء وقرين سوء وسلطان سوء، إنك على ما تشاء قدير وبكل شيء عليم. آمين رب العالمين. اللهم بحق هذا الدعاء وبحق هذه الأسماء التي لا يعلم تفسيرها ولا تأويلها ولا باطنها ولا ظاهرها غيرك، أن تصلي على محمد وآل محمد، وأن ترزقني خير الدنيا والآخرة. اذكروا حوائجكم وافعل بي ما أنت أهله ولا تفعل بي ما أنا أهله، وانتقم لي ممن ظلمني، واغفر لي من ذنوبي ما تقدم منها وما تأخر، ولوالدي ولجميع المؤمنين ووسع علي من حلال رزقك، واكفني مؤونة إنسان سوء وجار سوء وسلطان سوء وقرين سوء ويوم سوء وساعة سوء، وانتقم لي ممن يكيدني وممن يبغي علي ويريد بي وبأهلي وأولادي وإخواني وجيراني وقراباتي من المؤمنين والمؤمنات ظلما، إنك على ما تشاء قدير وبكل شيء عليم. آمين رب العالمين. اللهم بحق هذا الدعاء تفضل على فقراء المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالغنى والثروة، وعلى مرضى المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالشفاء والصحة، وعلى أحياء المؤمنين والمؤمنات باللطف والكرامة، وعلى أموات المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالمغفرة والرحمة، وعلى مسافر المؤمنين والمؤمنات بالرد إلى أوطانهم سالمين غانمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على سيدنا محمد خاتم النبيين وعترته الطاهرين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. اللهم إني أسألك بحرمة هذا الدعاء وبما فات منه من الأسماء وبما يشتمل عليه من التفسير والتدبير الذي لا يحيط به إلا أنت، أن تفعل بي ما أنت أهله. اذكروا حوائجكم. أزور سيدي ومولاي ومعتمدي ورجاي، ذخري وذخيرتي في آخرتي ودنياي، الإمام صاحب الزمان عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف، زيارة مني ونيابة عن والداي وعن جميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات. سلام على آل ياسين. السلام عليك يا داعي الله ورباني آياته. السلام عليك يا باب الله وديان دينه. السلام عليك يا خليفة الله وناصر حقه. السلام عليك يا حجة الله ودليل إرادته. السلام عليك يا تالي كتاب الله وترجمانه. السلام عليك في آناء ليلك وأطراف نهارك. السلام عليك يا بقية الله في أرضه. السلام عليك يا ميثاق الله الذي أخذه ووكده. السلام عليك يا وعد الله الذي ضمنه. السلام عليك أيها العلم المنصوب والعلم المصبوب والغوث والرحمة الواسعة وعدا غير مكذوب. السلام عليك. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم إني أسألك باسمك العظيم الأعظم الأعز الأجل. أزور سيدي ومولاي أزور سيدي ومولاي ومعتمدي ورجاي، ذخري وذخيرتي في آخرتي ودنياي. الإمام صاحب الزمان عجل الله تعالى فرجه الشريف زيارة مني ونيابة عن والداي وعن جميع المؤمنين والمؤمنات. سلام على آل ياسين. السلام عليك يا داعي الله ورباني آياته. السلام عليك يا باب الله وديان دينه. السلام عليك يا خليفة الله وناصر حقه. السلام عليك يا حجة الله ودليل إرادته. السلام عليك يا تالي كتاب الله وترجمانه. السلام عليك في آناء ليلك وأطراف نهارك. السلام عليك يا بقية الله في أرضه. السلام عليك يا ميثاق الله الذي أخذه ووكده. السلام عليك يا وعد الله الذي ضمنه. السلام عليك أيها العلم المنصوب والعلم المصبوب والغوث والرحمة الواسعة وعدا غير مكذوب. السلام عليك حين تقوم. السلام عليك حين تقعد. السلام عليك حين تقرأ وتبين. السلام عليك حين تصلي وتقنت. السلام عليك حين تركع وتسجد. السلام عليك حين تهلل وتكبر. السلام عليك حين تحمد وتستغفر. السلام عليك حين تصبح وتمسي. السلام عليك في الليل إذا يغشى والنهار إذا تجلى. السلام عليك أيها الإمام المأمون. السلام عليك أيها المقدم المأمول. السلام عليك بجوامع السلام. أشهدك يا مولاي أني أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن محمدًا عبده ورسوله لا حبيب إلا هو وأهله. وأشهدك يا مولاي أن عليا أمير المؤمنين حجته، والحسن حجته، والحسين حجته، وعلي بن الحسين حجته، ومحمد بن علي حجته، وجعفر بن محمد حجته، وموسى بن جعفر حجته، وعلي بن موسى حجته، ومحمد بن علي حجته، وعلي بن محمد حجته، والحسن بن علي حجته، وأشهد أنك حجة الله، أنتم الأول والآخر، وأن رجعتكم حق لا ريب فيها، يوم لا ينفع نفسا إيمانها لم تكن آمنت من قبل أو كسبت في إيمانها خيرا، وأن الموت حق، وأن ناكرا ونكيرا حق، وأشهد أن النشر حق، والبعث حق، وأن الصراط حق، والمرصاد حق، والميزان حق، والحشر حق، والحساب حق، والجنة والنار حق، والوعد والوعيد بهما حق. يا مولاي شقيا من خالفكم، وسعدا من أطاعكم، فاشهد على ما أشهدتك علي، وأنا ولي لك بريء من عدوك، فالحق ما رضيتموه، والباطل ما أسخطتموه، والمعروف ما أمرتم به، والمنكر ما نهيتم عنه، فنفسي مؤمنة بالله وحده لا شريك له، وبرسوله وبأمير المؤمنين، وبكم يا مولاي أولكم وآخركم، ونصرتي معدة لكم، ومودتي خالصة لكم. آمين آمين. وصل اللهم على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
و من مگر چیستم ای خدا؟
وما أنا يا رب وما خطري، هبني بفضلك وتصدق علي بعفوك. أي رب جللني بسترك، واعف عن توبيخي بكرم وجهك. فلو اطلع اليوم على ذنبي غيرك ما فعلته، ولو خفت تعجيل العقوبة لاجتنبته.
و من مگر چیستم ای خدا؟ و چقدر وزن وجودی من است؟ و چه جایی از پهنه بیکران عفو تو را اشغال میکنم؟ پس به کرامتت بگذر و از دریچه عفوت به این خطاکار بنگر: خدای من، این تن عریان گناه نیازمند لباس ستاری توست. تو را به آبروی تو سوگند که آن را در آفتاب سوزان شماتتت رها مکن. خدایا من واقفم به این حقیقت تلخ که اگر از بندگان تو کسی گناه مرا میفهمید، من پرهیز میکردم از ادامه گناه، و یا اگر تو در عقوبت و مجازات اهل تعجیل بودی، باز من میترسیدم از تکرار گناه.
لا لأنك أهون الناظرين وأخف المطلعين، بل لأنك يا رب خير الساترين وأحكم الحاكمين وأكرم الأكرمين، ستار العيوب غفار الذنوب علام الغيوب، تستر الذنب بكرمك وتؤخر العقوبة بحلمك.
اما این را نیز تو میدانی که این ماجرا نه از سر بی‌اعتنایی به توست و یا خار و کوچک و بی‌مقدار شمردن تو و از بندگان تو کوچکتر دانستن تو. پناه میبرم، پناه بر تو از این گمان، پناه بر تو. بل همه از این روز که تو خدای من خوب ترین پوشاننده، دقیق ترین حکم کننده، مهربان ترین بخشنده، زیباترین درگذرنده و بیشترین آمرزنده. تو علی رغم دانستن نهانی ها پرده کرامت بر عیوب و گناهان می افکنی و مجازات و تنبیه را با دستهای حلم خویش به تأخیر می اندازی.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي جعل الحمد مفتاحا لذكره وسببا للمزيد من فضله ودليلا على آلائه وعظمته، ثم الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه وحبيبه حافظ سره ومبلغ رسالاته حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين المكرمين، سيما بقية الله في السماوات والأراضين. قال الله تبارك وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that you and your loved ones are doing well, and congratulations on the beginning of the month of Ramadan, month of great festivity for servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and also at the final night of the month of Sha'ban, we would like to pray as our Imam alayhi salam mentioned, Allahumma illam takun ghafarta lana fima madha min Sha'ban faghfir lana fima baqiya min, which means that we are asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that, Ya Allah, if you did not forgive us during the month of Sha'ban. So whatever is remaining from this month, which we just ended, the month of Sha'ban, Ya Allah, forgive us and bless us with your mercy so we may enter Ramadan with a clean slate and with a new beginning. As you know, for many communities, we have this moon sighting that last night, unfortunately, there was a bit of confusion maybe for some communities, but eventually we were able to announce that on eve of the Thursday night, it was no reliable report that moon was sighted with the naked eye. Therefore, we were not able to confirm the beginning of Ramadan to be on Friday. So today was considered to be the last day of the month of Sha'ban, and tomorrow, Saturday, will be, inshallah, the beginning of the blessed month of Ramadan. As you may probably have this question in mind, that why is that always there's a bit of confusion when it comes about beginning of the month of Sha'ban and also beginning of the month of Ramadan and the ending of month of Ramadan. It goes back to different rulings regarding moon sighting. And that is specifically in regard of how moon has to be sighted. Is it permissible to use optical aids such as binoculars, telescope, or it has to be without any optical aid? It should be just with the naked eye. Many of the mujtahideen, including Sayyid Sistani, it's according to their opinion, sighting of the moon must take place with the naked eye, and seeing the moon and sighting the moon, the crescent of the month, with any optical aid will not be enough, will not be sufficient. And that's why Saturday was considered to be the beginning of the month of Ramadan. There were some reports, people sent me some pictures and some links, but again, it's important that it has to be verified and it has to be through the, as I mentioned, without optical aid. So let's inshallah put that behind us, that right now we are focusing on the beginning of Ramadan. And as you know, tomorrow, inshallah, everyone around the world will be fasting as the first day for us, and maybe so for some will be the second day. But ultimately, Ramadan, the month of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is upon us. And once again, we have a great opportunity to take advantage of this blessing of this month. As Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam mentioned in his final sermon of month of Sha'ban, at the end of the Sha'ban, he has a sermon that he addressed believers to prepare themselves for the coming of Ramadan. That this is a month of barakah, this is the month of bounties and month of mercy and maghfirah and forgiveness. And hours and minutes of this month will be very special, will be considered very different in value. Anfasukum fihi tasbih, that breathings of believers in this month considered to be an act of worship. And also it will be about recitation of Quran. When we look at, traditions, we have that all the scripts, holy scriptures, such as Zabur, Torah, Injil, and Quran, it believed to be revealed in the month of Ramadan. This is a month that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala assigned and picked to speak with his creation, to address his creation, and guide humanity through his words. And at the same time, he also opened the door of dialogue, that in return you can also address Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can talk to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and address him in any way. That regardless of the hours of this month, regardless of the time, regardless, if you are, during the time of day and fasting, or is at the time of iftar, if it's at the time of suhoor, regardless of the time, each time has its own unique significance, and it's an opportunity for believers to connect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So in this opportunity, those who are negligent, and if we are negligent, we should not blame anyone except ourselves. If it comes to our actions, if it comes to our efforts, if it comes to our attitude toward this month, we are the one here. We have to make sure that we look at this month as an opportunity, not just as something, as a burden, God forbid, that we have to just power through it and go through it, rather as a chance, as a special chance and a special opportunity for us to earn Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's forgiveness, and also inshallah advance in our iman, advance in our faith as well. So that's why in this month is a month of revelation of the Holy Quran. It has been said that recitation of Quran was one of the traditions of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. Completion of Quran or Khatm al-Quran is recommended, that Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam did it in their lifetime outside Ramadan, but especially in Ramadan. It's one of those great opportunities for the believers to become familiar and connected with the book of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And especially right now, probably a lot of people have that chance that maybe is not, a volunteer kind of decision, but rather a forceful situation that a lot of people have to stay inside and indoors. It's a great chance for us to take advantage of the free time that we have, and to try to strengthen that connection we have with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The other day, there was this, I mentioned that how many people, when they're facing with this pandemic, people's reaction toward this pandemic is not the same. How people are dealing with this change of lifestyle is not the same. Some people are taking refuge to drinking and consumption of alcohol, and some people, try to, consume a lot of media, social media and all that. But for the believers, for those who find tranquility and serenity in connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, is also a way to take, that protection, that assurance in remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Ramadan, inshallah, it's an additional boost of spirituality for the believers, for the mu'mineen, because once again, we will remember that, we are in the month of Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most beneficent, the most merciful, He promised forgiveness. He promised ease for those who are facing with difficulties and challenges. So at this time, also, I want to talk about some of the basic rulings regarding Ramadan. For example, when it comes to niyat and intention of Ramadan, the question is how we can, prepare ourselves to make niyat. So you can make a niyat, and by the way, it should not be verbal. It's not required for the niyat of the month of Ramadan fasting to be said out loud, rather than this intention, this plan of fasting for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala from the time of Adhan al-Subh all the way to Maghrib. As long as we plan to do that, to refrain and stay away from those actions that will invalidate our fasting, that is for the sake of Allah. That would be considered niyat. And you can do it right now, inshallah. I'll do it until end of Ramadan, or you can do it nightly, every night of Ramadan. It's up to you how you want to do it. But when we say about intention, that's what we mean by that. This is the intent or plan to fast and to avoid eating, drinking, and staying away from actions that will invalidate fasting from the Azan al-Subh all the way to Maghrib, for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That will be intentional fasting. And also about what actions will invalidate, inshallah, the comings and on the coming nights, we will have more time, that every night we maybe have short reminders regarding ahkam and the rulings of the month of Ramadan. I would like to also mention that this Ramadan is different. I understand that a lot of us, we wish to be able to break fast together, to invite peoples over for fast, and to engage in those very positive and good habits of the month of Ramadan. But because of this pandemic and because of precaution, we are doing what has to be done in order to make sure that everybody's safe and their health and well-being are not going to be jeopardized in any way. So now, this Ramadan, we decided to use online platform as a way of collaboration. That's why, inshallah, Masjid al-Rasul, Masjid al-Nabi, and Yasin Educational Foundation, these three communities came together to offer majalis and programs every night of the month of Ramadan. We will start at 6:45 p.m. Every night, starting tomorrow. We will have recitation of 1 juz of Holy Quran. And then after that, we will have du'as prior to Adhan, and we will, inshallah, finish with, we will continue with Azan on the right time. You can follow the subtitles that every cities like Los Angeles or West Covina, Irvine, or Simi Valley have to follow their own timeline, which is a few minutes time difference. And we continue with some of the prayers after that. And at 9 p.m. every night, we will have English speeches and Q&As at 9 p.m. with, alhamdulillah, inviting different speakers. Starting tomorrow for 5 nights of first 5 nights of Ramadan, we will have, inshallah, guest speaker, Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Sayyid Sulaiman Hassan Abidi. He's a very well-known scholar from the East Coast, and he was kind enough to accept our invitation and to join us. Inshallah, we will have him starting tomorrow at 9 p.m. Again, remember, it's East Coast, and it's a bit late for him, but he was kind enough to accommodate that for us and help us with that. So make sure, please tune in from tomorrow night. As I said, we have multiple pieces to our program every night, starting at 6:45 p.m. But remember also, our English majalis and lectures will be every night at 9 p.m. And as I said, first 5 nights we will have Sayyid Sulaiman Hassan Abidi from East Coast, and we will take advantage of his knowledge and his lectures. His topic of lecture, which I'll make sure we will post it online as well, will be on self-building and the importance of self-purification and the methods of self-building. That will be the topic of the coming nights, inshallah. We have others speakers such as Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Sheikh Amin Rastani. We have Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Sheikh Rasul Naqavi, and we have inshallah Hujjatul Islam wal Muslimin, Sayyid Hadi Yasin, as well as I will be, inshallah, also during the nights of Qadr, and during the midst of Ramadan, I will be speaking as well. So we have all these prepared for you, that in the comfort of your house, you still be able to continue your connection with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You can continue your connection with our religious education through, as I mentioned, the online platform. Please share this link and the information of our programs with everyone that you know. We try to promote it and we try to advertise it as much as we could, but probably there's some people who did not know, or they don't know about our programs. All you have to do is share our flyer or the link of the YouTube program with them, so that they may also join us and take advantage of programming during the month of Ramadan, inshallah. But regarding Ramadan, there is a subject I started last week, but for some of the audience, maybe they were not, part of the lecture from last week. We were talking about one of the concepts in Quran regarding the reason behind creations of human being. And Quran says, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, we created so we may know who is the one that has the best of conduct. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Quran, تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, we created you in male and female, and we created you that you may be tested. We will place you in trials, and we will see ayyukum, which one of you will have the best of action, the best of conduct. And in the tafsir and the traditions of what is the meaning of ahsan wa amal, what is the best of conduct, what is the best of actions before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we talked about the importance of an action that is not only performed and is done correctly, but also it's also accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's known as condition of acceptance, or sharta qabul, or maqbuliyat, that when somebody's action will be accepted. And why this topic is especially relevant nowadays, especially as we are at the doorstep of the month of Ramadan, is because a lot of people ask questions about which actions could break their fast, invalidate their fast, make their fast batil. And they have a lot of concern about it, which it is important. We have to make sure our ibadat and our fasting is also correct and sahih. But at the same time, they ask some questions, like, for example, if I lie during the time that I'm fasting in the month of Ramadan, or if I don't pray, I miss my Fajr or Dhuhr and Asr prayers during the month of Ramadan, does it break my fasting? Does it invalidate my fasting? And the answer to that is no, it does not break it. It does not invalidate your fast. But at the same time, it will highly affect acceptance of your fasting. Because one of the du'as has been mentioned by Imam Ali alayhi salam. There are multiple short du'as when you break your fast is mustahab to be recited. And one of them is this: Allahumma laka sumtu wa ala rizqika aftartu wa alayka tawakkaltu. Wallah, I fasted for you and I break my fast with your sustenance, with your provision, and I relied on you. And then in another dua similar, it said, وَتَقَبَّلْ مِنَّا إِنَّكَ أَنْتَ السَّمِيعُ الْعَلِيمُ. After I break my fast, I said, Ya Allah, accept it from me. Indeed, you are all hearing and all knowledgeable. So even in the first thing, we ask Allah at the time of iftar, which is a very important time, and one of the times that our du'as has the highest chance of being answered. So it's important when you break your fast, ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for what you want and make for things that are important. And at that time, we're asking Allah that, Ya Allah, make my fast to be accepted. That the acceptance of amal and action is critical, because ultimately, if somebody's action is not accepted, even if they've done it, there will be no saving for this dunya or hereafter. That's why in Quran, in Surah Al-Ghashiyah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, هَلْ أَتَاكَ حَدِيثُ الْغَاشِيَةِ وُجُوهُ يَوْمَئِذٍ خَاشِعَةٌ عَامِلَةٌ نَاصِبَةٌ. That in the day of judgment, you will see some human beings' faces that are humble, khashia, they're fearful, they are frightened. And who are these people that they are so afraid, they're so concerned? And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Amilatun nasiba. They are the one that they've acted, they were amil. It's not that they had no action, it's not that they've done nothing. No, they did, but nasiba. That action, unfortunately, was not accepted, was in vain. It was not, that action was not, is not helpful to them because it was in vain and it was not accepted. So as we can see also in Quran, Allah even talks about, for example, prayers, that even that just being somebody who considered to be somebody who performs salat is not sufficient. Why? Because you still could be a subject of the wow and curse of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Surah Ma'un is an example of that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, أرأيت الذي يكذب بالدين فذلك الذي يدع اليتيم ولا يحض على طعام المسكين فويل للمصلين. Allah says فويل للمصلين means woe upon those who perform prayers, those who are musallin, those who people who pray woe upon them, wail upon them. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is upset with people who pray? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, not everyone who prays, rather, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, those that they are careless in their prayers, those who are inconsiderate toward their prayers, they don't pay enough attention, they are playful in their prayer. They are the one that their prayers has no value for them. And we have in traditions that somebody pray and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala through that prayers elevate them, and there are those who pray and that prayers will be rejected. It will be returned to them, that what kind of prayers you've done. So that's why it's important to at the same time be hopeful that inshallah our amal and our efforts, our fasting and our prayers will be accepted. But at the same time, we should not be forgetful and negligent of the importance that of our fast also has to be accepted and maqbool, in addition that it has to be correct. So last week, I addressed what are the ways that we can assure that our a'mal, our efforts, our conduct will be accepted. For example, in the story of Habil and Qabil, Habil alayhi salam and Qabil, both of them offered something before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. One was accepted and others was not. So what was different among Habil and Qabil? What was that point that makes one of the brothers offering and infaq accepted and others rejected? It goes back to these criteria that inshallah I'll try to address tonight. Number one, it's important to make sure we do not destroy the good deeds with the wrong. There is this counter effect that when we do good, there is an impact on our soul, there's an impact on our iman. That could be through prayers, fasting, charity, any act of good that we have. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have in Islam a long list of those actions that contribute to the way that we can spiritually grow. But at the same time, Allah said, قَدْ تَبَيَّنَ الرُّشْدُ مِنَ الْغَيِّ. We showed you the path of growth and we differentiated from the path of decay. So we have to stay away from the path of decay. As we are doing something good, like fasting in Ramadan, we have to also make sure in order for our fast, our prayers to be accepted, stay away from those actions that they negatively impact our faith, negatively impact our soul and our iman. And that consider any sin, any act that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forbid us, like, for example, going back to the list of lying, backbiting and gossiping, or when it comes to anger and manifestation of anger, and the list goes on. In those kind of situations, we can see easily that how a human being can easily destroy the abundance of good that they've done in their lives. So that's a first condition of the acceptance of amal. Our conduct and our actions will be accepted if, again, I'm going to repeat, if our sins are not going to create destruction of good deeds. Habtul amal. And I addressed some of the verses in that regard last week. Secondly, which again, consider conditions of also acceptance of amal, is in our financial life, we have to make sure that what we consume is also lawful and halal. So if somebody, they are fasting, but God forbid they break their fast with haram. Imagine that, right? That we are fasting, we forbid from eating halal of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because we say, Ya Allah, we follow your order, we follow your command, and I stay away from water, which is halal and tayyib, but in Ramadan, because of your rule and because of your command, I stay away from it. And the same person, God forbid, they break their fast with haram. And that haram could be that the money they make is haram, or the food that they eat is haram, that it will be counterproductive, is destroying that effect. So second condition of the acceptance of amal, it's very important to make sure that how we bring what we consume in our lives. So our income has to be pure, has to be clean, has to be halal. So that's also what we take, it's important. Same thing, when it comes to a lot of people who are into nutrition, so what you consume, like carbohydrate or protein or anything else, that it shows itself, in how you spend your energy, how it will be stored in your body. Same thing goes back to our spiritual life as well, that what we bring to our body, not only food, but rather, as I said, the money we spend as well, has an impact in our lives. That's a simple rule. We should understand that فَمَن يَعْمَلْ مِثْقَالَ ذَرَّةٍ خَيْرًا يَرَهُ. Everything, even what we consider very, very minimal, very insignificant, has its own impact in our lives. So that's why we talk about the importance of muhasaba and self calculation and self measurement and self introspection. So that's why in our tradition and even in Quran, Allah talks about salat and zakat together. Those that they are establishing prayers, الَّذِينَ يُقِيمُونَ الصَّلَاةَ وَيُؤْتُونَ الزَّكَاةَ. Those who are the one that they establish prayers and they give charity and zakat. So that's why at the end of Ramadan, when the time of zakatul fitr and the fitriya, I know it's too soon to talk about it, but when we have that, if somebody does not pay that fitriya at the end of Ramadan, and again, there are conditions for those who are financially able to pay the amount of fitriya and the zakat at the end of Ramadan, and the day of Eid and the early hours of the day of Eid, is that it will affect the acceptance of their fasting, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran there are these joined statement, and one of them is yuqimuna as-salata wa yu'tuna az-zakat. Salat, prayers, and fast and zakat and charity, they've been always combined in Quran in order to say that one without another is not complete. That if somebody pray and perform prayers, and we have in tradition of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that if somebody pray and do their salat, but they don't give their zakat, that prayers will not be accepted. So that is the second condition of the acceptance of amal. Number one, be careful about what we consider the counteractive actions. And secondly, it's important to talk about the intake, what we are bringing, what we consume in our lives. That could be about the source of income, the type of jobs we have, the way we deal in our businesses, the way we sell, and the way we are dealing with our transactions, all the way to what we purchase and what we consume also as well. That's the second one. The third one that also is very critical, that considered that, one of the condition of the acceptance of amal, that again, without it will not be accepted. It's regarding a family. That if somebody, in regard of their family, they're negligent, and they don't care if their family, they are, getting the support that they need or not. Are they getting the, advice that I have to give them or not? So in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also talks about قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. You have to protect yourself and you have to protect your family. So this has to be together. So for somebody who fasts in Ramadan and they pray, but they're careless about what's happening to their family, they don't care about what kind of troubles they may go through, that definitely impacts the acceptance of amal. That's why it's important to connect with the relatives, with the family, that the cutting relations, those who cut off their connections and relationships with their family, qat or rahim, we have that is definitely one of the causes of the early death. And of course, it will be leading to adhab and the punishment of the barzakh as well. So it's also important to keep connection, but that doesn't mean that we have to connect with the people and then take part in their wrong, in their haram activities. Rather, we're talking about connecting with them in a level of checking on them and making sure that, first of all, especially right now, we are at the time of financial hardships for many people. A lot of people lost their jobs, they were laid off, and it's an opportunity for us to offer help to the best of our ability to offer. But at the same time, if we're not able to do it, right, that let's say if I don't have that much financial power to help someone else, I'm hardly taking care of my own family. Remember this ayah of Quran in Surah Baqarah, قَوْلٌ مَعْرُوفٌ خَيْرٌ مِّن صَدَقَةٍ يَتْبَعُهَا أَذًى. You know, a great statement, a good statement, a righteous statement and comment is better than a charity, than a help that will follow up, some form of bother or annoyance or hurt of people. Let's say if I cannot help someone, but I can offer them some comfort, I can offer them some hope, helpful support. That would be much better, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, than you give money and God forbid you undermine their integrity, you disrespect them, you humiliate them with your help. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said it's better to stay with that good comment and good statement and that good qawl than just giving them money or giving them the financial help, and God forbid accompany that help with some form of disrespect or humiliation toward others. So it's important to keep in touch with people around us, our relatives, our family, and if you want our actions to be accepted, we have to care about people around us. That's why, that famous tradition, Prophet ﷺ said, if somebody, they die at night while their neighbors are hungry and they don't even know what their neighbors are going through. And imagine we're talking about your relatives or family. If they die, they did not die the death of a Muslim. That carelessness cannot be a quality of a believer. That lack of humanity definitely will be a great contribution for rejection of someone's action. So as we are fasting in Ramadan, remember that also we have to remember those who are in need. Alhamdulillah, there are a lot of great initiatives around the world, especially in our communities. I've seen it from all our communities. There are initiatives that people are collecting helps, they are asking for help and support, and at the same time offer those help for the people that they may need that kind of support financially, or even if it comes with, sometimes offering them help through finding jobs, file for unemployment, or even shopping for the elderly, or even maybe delivering food for the families who are having difficult time to provide food for themselves. So that's also a condition of acceptance of amal, is to remember how we deal with our relatives. Not only, we're talking about relatives, but also about people that we know. That could be your neighbor, somebody that's close to you, family friend, somebody that you can check on them. So it's important to not, be a bystander and watch people's suffering and problems. And if you can do something about it, do your best to give your helping hand and giving hand to them. And if you cannot, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala understand. If I don't have the money, at least, as I said, maybe we can offer some other form of help, as simple as giving that kind of a good and positive statement and right kind of answer to the people who are asking for help, rather than bluntly and cruelly reject them. That would be also something we can remember. So one more thing, and inshallah I wrap up my speech with that, is regarding how we make sure our a'mal is being accepted. So we mentioned about the sins. So remember, ghiba, backbiting, su'ul khulq, somebody's bad manner with their families, the list goes on. Any of those actions will affect the acceptance of amal. So let's, inshallah, ask ourselves every day of Ramadan that what did I earn today from my fasting? Right? We have in tradition that as-salatu mi'rajul mu'min. An ascension for believer is prayers, but how much I ascend in every prayer? That's something I ask myself. Or as-sawm junnatun minan nar, that fasting is a shield, is a protection against punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. How much of the punishment of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala I was able to protect myself against with this fasting? Rather than just looking at it as a simple morning to night hunger and thirst, is there something more that I was able to gain from this fasting? That should be something we have to ask. So it's sins, number one. Number two, about our halal and haram when it comes to our intakes. And lastly, what was about our surrounding, about our social responsibilities toward people around us, toward our family, toward our relatives, toward people that we may know. And lastly, the condition of the acceptance of amal, which is very critical, is sincerity, is ikhlas. It means that if we do something, we do it for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Him only. Because if we do it for any other reason, if we associate anything else beside Allah in our intention, in our niyyat, we wasted that action. We have in Day of Judgment, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addressed those people that they did riyah, that they were showing off in their prayers. They will be addressed that, you were praying for my sake and the sake of someone else. Go get your rewards from them. Go get good. I was done. Okay, so and if you think that you've done it for me and them, and it means that you brought us to the same scale. You somehow you equalize us. Go in and see how much they can offer help for you. So at this time, remember about the sincerity. I understand that, sometimes we crave attention, we crave recognition. It's a human nature. We want people to see what we do, and we want people to also, especially, compliment and madh and all that. It's something that sometimes human beings crave and they ask for it. But sincerity is that ability to understand that the watchful eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encompassing everything in creation. Nothing on the face of earth will be forgotten or will be ignored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's His promise. And look at the supplications that we have in the month of Ramadan. Read the meanings of them, that how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala remind us that don't think that I forget you, that I will always remember you. So once we have that conviction, we have the certainty that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who's watching everything, and He's the one who promised compensation for my efforts. It doesn't matter if people see it or not. It doesn't matter if people applaud for me or encourage me or not. And that's why it's been also a good time in the month of Ramadan to exercise this ability to do things in a concealed form, hiddenly. There are some actions we do in public, like Jama'ah prayers, and all of them have their own values. But at the same time, we have that when an act of good, when a righteous act is being concealed, the amount of reward of it will be increased. It will be multiplied. So charity has reward even if you do it in public, but when you make it as anonymous, discreetly conceal it, then the reward of that charity will be much greater. And that's why Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, all of them without exception, if you look at them, they were somebody who followed this teaching themselves. Imam Ali alayhi salam will go in the middle of the night, offer help and take care of the families of the widows and the orphans, and taking food for them without being recognized. In the middle, the pitch dark, the darkness of the night, he will conceal himself and make sure offer help. And he would not know, it doesn't matter for them. A lot of our great scholars, some of the ulama, they asked that, even on their books, all they have to write on their books is al-abd, the servant. That's it. They asked not their names to be mentioned or just acronyms of their name, because they said, we want to make this book, this service that we offer for the sake of Allah. We don't want recognition. I understand, again, we live at the time of marketing and everybody talk about how to market yourself, how to advertise. Again, they're all in the right place, and everybody try to make sure that the message reaches the most amount of people, because we're living at the time of, fighting between people's attention span. Anyone, from all these apps we have, they want their attention. That's why there are notifications, right? There are notifications, there are that, somehow to get our attention and take us to follow their content, their information. So, our youth, alhamdulillah, they try to offer an alternative. There's something good. There's some good content that you can also, we are fighting over your time to inshallah take you to that path. to get a bit of your time and inshallah educate you and help you and empower you. But at the same time, when it comes to our spirit of our individual decisions, when it comes to our individual efforts, listen, this month of Ramadan, taking a step toward doing something anonymously. Take a step to do something, as I said, discreetly and conceal it, because that action, inshallah, will be accepted because it is sincere. We do it only for Him, not for anyone else or anything else. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept our a'mal, our efforts in the month of Ramadan. May Allah help us to finish the Ramadan with a'mals that they are accepted. They are not only sahih and correct, but they're also maqbool and accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And may Allah give us the tawfiq of recitation of the Quran, understanding of the message of Quran and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and reflection, and ultimately implementation, exercise, living the teachings of the Quran, inshallah. Now we will go inshallah to questions. Once again, please don't forget about our nightly program. Every night at 6:45, we will have live program and a collaboration between 3 communities. We have 1 juz of Quran every night. We have du'as, we have adhan, and then at 9 p.m. we have other du'as after adhan, and then at 9 p.m. we have live speeches. We have inshallah mostly live speeches in English every night at 9 p.m. Starting tomorrow night for 5 nights, we have Hujjatul Islam al-Muslimin, Dr. Sayyid Sulaiman Hassan Abidi from East Coast. Inshallah, everybody tune in and follow. His topic and his lecture will be self-building. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you, protect your loved ones. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with mercy, with maghfirah and forgiveness and barakah in the month of Ramadan, all humanity and all the believers and all the mu'mineen. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless those who are, in the front line of dealing with this pandemic. Give them inshallah health and well-being to able to continue their support. And may Allah bless those who are ill and marid with quick shifa and recovery. Before I go to Q&A, in different communities, we lost certain community members. It make it difficult to have, as you know, any kind of funeral or any kind of fatiha for them. In the last few days, I know we've lost before, but in the last few days, we've lost 2 community members, one from Simi Valley. We lost a sister, Marhuma Muhammadi, Nazanin Muhammadi, and from Masjid Al-Nabi, we lost Marhum Shams, which was a great volunteer to Masjid Al-Nabi. May Allah bless the soul, all of our marhumin, especially these 2 last few days, and may Allah grant them forgiveness and maghfirah and bless their families and grant their families patience and sabr during this difficult time. Let's recite Surah Fatiha for all marhumin. Rahimallah liman qara al-Fatiha ma salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Okay, so now we go to questions at this time. Once again, it will be the platform we use as a Slido. Okay, so I'm waiting for the questions to load, inshallah, on my end. Okay. So for question number 1, they ask, what are the a'mal of the first night of Ramadan? Appreciate if advised the nightly a'mal end of each speech. So the first question regarding a'mal of each night, I will ask you to use du'as.org is a website that you can make sure it has all of the du'as with English translation, with recitation. There are a'mal such as the du'as we broadcasted at the beginning of I think after Adhan, we broadcasted there is a special dua for the last night of Sha'ban and the first night of Ramadan. We had that broadcasted. If you did not tune in back then, you can go back, and inshallah after Q&A you can follow it yourself. There's dua Abu Hamza Thumali, if you can recite part of it or all of it. It's a highly recommended dua by Imam Zainul Abidin alayhi salam, to be a recitation of Quran. Whatever I say about this is not enough. So try to, inshallah, minimum is to plan those who know how to recite Quran to finish the Quran, but try to do even more than that. Maybe reflection on the meaning as you recite. These are some of the amal of the month of Ramadan. But again, if you're looking for a specific one, look at Mafatihul Jinan or look at du'as.org for more details. But specifically for tonight, there was a dua that we broadcasted after the adhan, known as the dua of the last night of the month of Sha'ban, which was today, and also the first night of Ramadan. Okay, so that's one. So they asked a question, which I think it should be clear, but they ask, is it permissible to have a haircut at home during fasting? Yes, you can. Haircut is not an invalidator. Yes, you can. Okay. So there's a question regarding somebody receiving a gift, and they said, should they pay zakat on that? Again, there is a zakat of wajib on certain matters, and there's khums wajib on certain matters. Khums is wajib, you have to have a time, basically once a year, as your khumsi year. So it could be the time that is the first time you got your paycheck, the first income you had. So every year at that time, let's say if it was in Ramadan or if it was in Sha'ban, once every Sha'ban, or it could be every June or every July, depending again when was that your first income. If within that 1 year you use that gift money, means it was a expenditure, there is nothing on it, it was part of your expenditure. But if you save that gift and it become a saving at the end of your khums year, then there is a khums eligible for khums at that time. So that's regarding that questions. They ask about, will the Quran recitation and dua iftitah will be recited live or will be recordings? We will be using recordings. The reason for that is it will be, somehow because of the qualities and because of the situation of, probability of internet problems and all that, we are using pre-recording Quran recitation. And also we wanted to make sure there is a recitation that has also English and Farsi translation. So for audience, Arabic, English, and Farsi, so everybody can also, as they are listening to Quran, they also can read the meaning. So it will be pre-recorded, or it will be recorded recitation for Quran and also for Dua Iftitah, inshallah. Okay, so they asked that, will you have amals the whole night for the 19th and 21st and the 23rd of Ramadan? Well, no, inshallah, but we will have most of the amal for those nights, such as Dua Joshan, such as having the Quran over our head. As you know, some of the amal that has to be done, yes, we will have them on those nights. But some of the amal, like having 100 rakat prayers and all that, if you want to do those or individually, you have to do it. But when it comes to those recitation of du'as and some of the ceremonies like the Quran, holding Quran over our head, we will have them online, inshallah. Okay. They're asking again about the night of Qadr. Are we planning to have it until Fajr? As I mentioned, again, I don't think so, because all of the Amal we're planning to have it is going to take some part of the night. But we will let you know more details on the night of Sha'ban, with the night of Qadr, as we are getting closer. But at this time, I don't have a lot of details regarding how long it will take. But as far as I know, I don't think it will be that many a'mal, especially when it comes to uh, prayers, supplications, and du'as that we have, especially if you start early at night. Maybe if you start later at night, maybe it will go until Fajr. But we will let you know more details as we are getting closer to those nights, inshallah. Okay, so they asked the questions regarding, let me read the question. It said, when fasting, if a mucus entered the mouth cavity, can you swallow, or do you have to spit it out in order for your ass to be valid? So one thing for sure, let me, not only for this question, for anything else, let me be clear. When something comes to the area of your mouth, so anything that is in the area of your mouth, that it comes to basically from outside the mouth. Let's say it could be you brushing your teeth, or it could be someone tried to cook and they tried to taste their food for the salt or anything else that they try to. So if you just keep it in the area of the mouth, so let's say like when we are brushing our teeth, or when we are using mouthwash, as long as you spit, as long as you make sure it leaves the area, the space of your mouth, it will not break your fast. So that's why for people who, let's say, they want to make sure taste their food, or let's say if some mothers wants to taste the milk, if it's hot enough or not, or they want to do something like that, they can. It's permissible as long as you don't swallow it. So according to that rule, same thing as I said, mouthwash and everything else. Regarding mucus, according to Said Sistani, even because mucus does not come from outside the mouth, so if even mucus come to the mouth, if you swallow it, it does not invalidate your fasting, according to Said Sistani. So it's better to spit, but it's not an invalidator. Answering the question of the person who asked if it's an invalidator to swallow it or not, no, it's not. But in general, everything else that you use something for the mouth, such as mouthwash, toothbrush, tasting food, as long as you don't swallow it, it doesn't invalidate your fasting either. But in the case of mucus, even if you swallow it because it doesn't come from outside, it does not break your fast. Are those who perish from COVID-19 counted as a type of shaheed? Again, the concept of shaheed is different. Again, I don't think it's something we can really extend it to that level. There are victims definitely, but to say that if they consider to be shaheed or not, I don't know if they are eligible to be called that or not. Again, it depends. It depends of, we're talking about some of the people who are front, they are in the front line and they're putting their lives at risk and all that, maybe. But again, it's something, what we can say for sure is people who are making ithar, they're sacrificing. Of course, they have a status before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not necessarily labeling them with these words, but again, they have rewards before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the sacrifice they make. I'm going to keep it short, inshallah. It said, I have to travel regularly for work. If I travel for non-work reasons at the time of Dhuhr, Do I have to make up my fast? Your question is not clear enough. So yes, if it's non-travel working, it means that it doesn't, the rule of you being, somebody who travel for work as a work, that's not applied to you. But when you say at the time of Dhuhr, if you travel after Dhuhr Adhan, you can complete, you must complete that day fasting, and you don't have to make up any other day. But at the time of Dhuhr, I don't know what you mean by that. Is it right at the Azan? So if even at the right at the Azan, it means that by the time you will be leaving Had the Tarakhus, the boundaries of your cities, it will be after Azan. So it's still your fast will be valid and you don't have to make it up. So I need more information on that question. But for somebody who travels before the Adhan and they leave their boundaries of their cities before the Azan Zuhr, and then they have to make up fasting later on. Yes. Okay, let me see if I have any other question. I've seen most of them. So they ask about Quran, online Quran sessions every day. You will get, inshallah, email regarding that for the details regarding the Quran online sessions. There are different programs going on, but you get an email with the details regarding Quran session online, inshallah. They ask about, because some people may start it today and some people start it tomorrow. Again, as I said, majority of people in our communities, they started tomorrow. We announced tomorrow is the first day of Ramadan. So we are following that, and our night of Qadr will be based on starting on Saturday. So if you're following a different marja, then you follow that ruling. But as I said, most of the communities and around us, including the 3 community that we are collaborating to have these programs, and so many other communities around the US, they've started Saturday as the first day of Ramadan. So our nights of Qadr will be based on that Ramadan began on Saturday tomorrow. Okay, so there are more questions, but I think right now we are 9:55. We can, I'll pass these questions to the coming scholar that they may address some of these questions as well. But I think we, at this point, we addressed enough time, so I'll make sure that we finish at this time right now. So you'll be able to prepare for suhoor, and inshallah wake up for suhoor and do everything. Wake up for suhoor not only because of health reasons and to be able to make sure physically you're not going to weaken yourself, but at the same time spiritually it's has thawab to wake up for suhoor, even have a glass of water or something very small. So at this time, once again, I would like to thank everyone who helped us to make this possible. We had a team of collaborators between these 3 communities who are working to make sure you have these programs online. I would like to sincerely thank all of them. They've been, literally hours. We had a meeting starting at 9:30 all the way to almost 12 o'clock to talk about, the details of the programmings and all that. So please pray for them, for those who volunteered. And I pray for the well-being of all of you. And my dua, most important dua of all of us, is ta'jeel and hastening the return of Imam our time. And also for shifa and healing and remedy for those who are ill, and for blessing and forgiveness for the soul of all of our marhumin, inshallah. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all of you, protect all of us, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to experience a Ramadan full of mercy, rahmah, and forgiveness. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
إلهي عظم البلاء وبرح الخفاء وانكشف الغطاء وانقطع الرجاء أضاقت الأرض ومنعت السماء وأنت المستعان وإليك المشتكى وعليك المعول في الشدة والرخاء. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد أولي الأمر الذين فرضت علينا طاعتهم وعرفتنا بذلك منزلتهم، ففرج عنا بحقه فرجا عاجلا قريبا كلمح البصر أو هو أقرب. يا محمد يا علي يا علي يا محمد اكفياني فإنكما كافيان وانصراني فإنكما ناصران. يا مولانا يا صاحب الزمان الغوث 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 أدركني 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 الساعة 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 العجب العجب العجب. يا أرحم الراحمين بحق محمد وآله الطاهرين.